YouTube, how are you doing? I thought I wouldn't say this in a while, but here we are. Another day, another patch. We are, how many days past? It has been 15 days without a patch. But here we are with patch 0.27. Look at this bad boy. Look at this. It's so big. We're gonna go through every change in this patch. Starting with changes, or starting with new, then going to changes, then going to fixes, because that's usually the order in which things are interesting. Let's see what we got here. I have not read this before. We got new, a lot of new, 4 new things. We got the ghost will now have a chance to blow out candles if they are close, and the room lights are off. Okay, the room lights are off is a little random, but that's pretty cool. This was something that people thought was in the game for a while. Which might mean that there's something else coming here. Oh yeah, here we go. Alright, added 5 new objectives. Detect a ghost presence with a candle, which means the ghost blows out the candle, which is something they added new, which is really cool. Detect ghost footsteps with a parabolic mic during a hunt. A paramic objective? Excuse me? That's an easy one, though. I like that. I like easy objectives, because sometimes you get really hard objectives a lot in a row, and you're just kind of annoyed. This is cool. This adds more variety to your games. Escape the ghost during a hunt with no deaths. That's gonna be really easy on solo. Just hide in a locker, instant. That's nice. This makes the Ouija board even more powerful, because now you want to drop your sanity. You want to force hunts a lot more, which means that you might have to get below 50% sanity, which can take a long time if you're playing solo and you don't have the board. So that's kind of unfortunate, but it's really cool to see new objectives. It's only for like the real fast players that's going to make the games a bit slower, but I like more objectives. They're optional anyway. Uses smudge sticks while the ghost... All these hunting objectives, man. Uses smudge stick while the ghost is hunting a player and get an average sanity below 25. So, alright, a lot more focused on difficulty, on forcing yourself in situations where you're gonna get hunted, you're gonna get into trouble. Especially like this one, because this is something that I mean, we already know this for a while now, but this is something we recently learned, like a couple months ago, which is... It's really cool. You can make the ghost wander if you smudge them during a hunt. The ghost will just go into the, like, looking around phase if you smudge them. Which is especially useful against, like, revenants or something, where they just zoom at you and you can't outrun them. So you have to smudge them. That's your only way to outrun them or escape them if they're actively on your ass. So these are all... Most of these are focused on during hunts. So you have the 3 that focus on during hunts. You have the paramic during a hunt, which is interesting. Ghost footsteps just pointed at the ghost, I guess. Then you have escape the ghost with no deaths, which is fairly easy. And then you have, I wonder if this, I mean, on solo play, this is just a trivial kind of, just have a hunt. And then use a smudge stick while the ghost is hunting, which is cool too. And then the average sanity below 25. So all focus on difficulty, which is nice. Alright, that's a big one. Added 5 new objectives, cool. Let's move on. 3, added support for B-aptics, tact suit, and face covers. Full implementation will be a gradual process over time. However, the majority of haptics are in fucking actual virtual it's just like the ghost can touch your face now? Is that what I'm... Is that it? What am I reading? Wait. Is that... Oh, it's just... Is that a thing or no? Am I understanding this correctly? There's no way. Full implementation. This sounds sick. Wait, this sounds terrifying. It will snap your neck in real life. Dang. Wow. This is a whole new thing. Man, imagine the ghost, like, actually physically touching you. That is terrifying. That's so cool. That sounds amazing. I need this. Alright, well, that's epic. I hope they're gonna do more on this. This is super cool. Alright, anyway, I didn't even know this was a thing. Awesome. Let's go to the last one. 4. With the VR change to forward rendering, some anti-aliasing, can now be used with VR and will default to 4x MSAA if enabled. This will be affected by the same anti-aliasing graphics option as before, so please make sure you have the correct option selected for your PC, as it will have an impact on performance. Okay, so you can now use smooth, you can now finally have good anti-aliasing in VR. That's nice, because VR always looked a little bit chonky. I mean, VR overall, I need to turn my graphics down if I want to play with it, but that sounds cool. Okay, that sounds good, but it's very, very simple compared to potentially the ghost touching your face, which is something I don't know. I don't know what this means. I think they're going to, as it says, full implementation will be a gradual process. I can't wait to see what they're doing with this. It's going to be a very niche part of the community, though. I don't think many people have a haptic suit, but anyway, that sounds cool. Mostly the new objectives and the candle blowing out, which is cool. Now, that already took a while. Let's go to the changes now. And then we'll read these 18 fixes after. Changes. The crucifix will now have a visual change with each use instead of disappearing with its final use. Finally! Something we always thought was in the game, or what many people thought at the start was in the game because it just made sense. You can now finally see. I'm curious to see how this looks like. We'll probably... You might see this. This might be in the thumbnail if I put that in, if it's visually distinct enough. Yeah, the crucifix will now have a visual change, which is really cool. So you can actually see that it is used, rather than just waiting for the 2 uses and then it disappears. That is much better. So that's awesome. 2, the photo reward values now use a quality... Yes! The photo reward values now use a quality level, which is based on the distance you took the photo, rather than the reward being random. This quality level will now show in the journal. Perfect runs incoming. Let's fucking go. That is epic. This is something that he teased a while ago. Man, this patch is already here? That's so cool. 15 days we had to wait for all these cool changes? That's awesome. Alright, this is great, because photos, it was only a 1 in 100% or 1% chance to get a perfect game on Asylum, or like a perfect game in general, if you played it perfectly. Now with this change, you'll actually finally be able to take photos, like, more advanced and close up. I wonder how that's going to work with ghost photos. You can get like a super close-up ghost photo. It's going to be super valuable. You would want to take that during a hunt. This might open up some new, like, high-level professional tricks where you where you do something with lockers, where you open the door slightly, the ghost can't kill you, but you can still take a very close-up photo. I don't know. This might be really cool. I am excited to try this out. You'll definitely see some videos on this coming soon. That's going to be awesome. 3, each player will now have a unique color on the minimap and sanity monitor. Thank you. Also, would be lovely if you had some kind of person indicator when you're turning the volume, because that's really annoying where you have, like, you don't know who you're turning down. You need to, like, one person's super loud and you need to just, like, try to turn it down. But this is already a start to more player identification, because, man, so you have basically no idea. Even all players can look the same as well. So that's good, in the good direction. Now, the final one. To fix some graphical issues with VR, the rendering path has been changed from deferred to forward rendering. This may have a big impact on performance, so please let me know what the effect of this is in VR troubleshooting channel. Sure. We'll see how that changes things. Sure. But I am very excited about the photo. This is awesome. This is awesome. Honestly, this is like... These 2 things are really good. Like, the photo thing is awesome. The crucifix is awesome. The objectives are really cool. The candles is fun. This sounds crazy once it gets added properly. So that is great. I can't wait to hop in here. Now, before we go to the fixes, I'm actually going to show you something else, because because the fixes will probably be less important than this. This is massive, and it's kind of really sad. There's a change, apparently, with save files, which means that this is the case. The new save files are for the beta build only, until this update is on the main build. This means save files will not convert back to the main build, so progress will happen separately on the main build and beta. This sadly means that it is no longer the case that you can freely swap between the current patch and the beta, because your beta progress is going to be separate from your current patch progress, which really sucks, especially for people that have like friends that don't want to change to the beta. And now it's an even harder sell, because before it was actually the same, it was just more content. Now all the stuff you do on the beta will only stay on the beta if you stay on the beta, so this kind of sucks, but it apparently has to be this way because it's trying new save files that apparently are less corruptible. So in the end, it's for a good cause, but this does suck. I will be on the beta. I advise you join the beta as well. All this will be on the beta for, I don't know how long it will take before this gets pushed to the main branch. You never know with this game. Sometimes it takes 3 months. I mean, most of the time it takes a while before the current patch gets updated. So I recommend you just stick on the beta. Which, by the way, we might as well show that really quick, how you join on the beta before we hop into the patches. I have to do that. Here, I'll do it for you right now. You go to properties of your game, and then you go to betas, and then you go to beta unstable build. This is how you get into the beta. Then you don't have to fill in the code at all. Then it'll ask you to update, and you start to download. So that's how that works. Now let's go back and start reading the fixes. So these were the main changes. I don't expect there will be anything super major here, but let's go through them anyway. First fix. Optimized how salt spawns in. This optimization will be added to all equipment spawning in a future update, which will fix a lot of disconnects after loading. Okay. Good. Fixed a bug where the ghost would not leave any EMF if the host was dead. Interesting. Yeah. Alright. Fixed a bug where the heartbeat sound could play when you were outside. Okay, yeah, that happened. I thought that still meant that you could also die outside, but apparently that was fixed. This was just a slight bug, okay? Fixed a bug where if you were holding a lit candle, your sanity would drain in some locations. Okay, that is still a really good change. Because there was issues with the candles just not doing anything on certain maps, so I'm glad they changed that, and that is now properly working. That is great. That's a good change. 5. Potential fix for items not spawning in if the host disconnected when loading. Okay, good stuff, because I've been stuck on an asylum with no items before. 6. Fixed a bug where the photo evidence wouldn't always be for the evidence that is declared. Oh! Wait! That was always how it was meant to be? It was always meant to be the closest? I thought it was just... Wait, this changes the... You can no longer do, like the fingerprint trick. That will no longer work. Oh, dang. I didn't know this was a bug. I thought it was meant that the highest value photo, or like there was a certain priority list in the photos. But apparently that was never supposed to be the case. Interesting. So this is gonna change, like the fact that you can take safe photos sometimes, where you can like put a book in front of a door that has just been touched and then take a photo of the book and the door. So if it's fingerprints, you get the fingerprints, but if it's not fingerprints, you'll still get the book. That's no longer going to be possible. You'll either get the book. Well, I guess you could place the book behind the door. Yes, you could place the book behind the door so that if you take a photo of the door, it will be closer. And if it's not, then there's not going to be a photo, and you'll take the book anyway. So you can still do this. Not changed. Never mind. Already fixed. Already fixed. Okay, good. That's cool. That makes it more skillful. You have to place the book behind the door. That's actually kind of fun. I like that. This might actually make it more skillful. I like that. Anyway, let's move on. That's an interesting change. I didn't know that was a bug. Potential fix for ghost orbs, sometimes moving inside the room's floor rather than the middle of the room. Okay, good. Anything that makes orbs out of bounds less likely is a good change, because orbs can sometimes be a big mess. So that's great. Fix an issue with the CCTV monitor was changing cameras whenever a camera got turned on or off. Thank you! That was actually so annoying. Alright. Yeah, that was something that kept happening all the time. So that's great. Fixed a bug where you couldn't play offline if you failed to connect to the authentication servers. So you couldn't play offline ever, I guess is what they're saying here. Because you can't connect to a server if you're offline. So that's good for offline players. 10. Fixed a bug where VR players had a white glare around their vision. Never seen that, but okay. 11. Fixed an issue where the default VR hand rotation when you weren't grabbing something was rotated the wrong way. Okay, sure. I don't know. 12. Potential fix for the hunt sometimes ending too early. So okay, this has been like in the game forever, where the ghost just sometimes literally does a millisecond hunt, where it just does a hunt and then immediately stops. And then it throws something usually, or it touches a door usually when that happens. So no more early stops of hunts, which is actually kind of, it's always very surprising when it happens. So it's one of those things you don't often see. So it does remove some of the uniqueness of certain runs. But I mean, I guess it was a bug. Potential fix. Yeah, that's true. All right, 13. Potential fix for drawers and doors sometimes spawning outside in multiplayer. This is something that I personally never see, but a lot of people report that, like, they'll load in and there'll be, like, drawers in front of the door, which is hilarious. I sadly never get to see it. I don't know, maybe it's because I'm always the host, but yeah, this is... Now no one can have fun anymore. No, just kidding. Alright, they changed that. Anyway. 14. Fixed a bug where the ghost would still interact with objects far away if the object was grabbed near it. This is something that happened on our first Thief Simulator or second Thief Simulator run, where we grabbed all the phones from the ghost room, and then they'll still keep ringing in the truck. This doesn't change the TV. You can still put the TV is the remote. You put the remote in the ghost room. That'll still work. However, where you took something out of the ghost room and it would still work, that will no longer happen. So that is good. Well, that's a proper bug fix. Let me go that way. 15. Fixed a bug where you could hold down the radio and talk during a hunt. Yeah. Your voice will now be instantly cut off. I used to do this all the time. Where I would hold the global button just always, and then whenever a hunt starts, you can still talk in the global chat, because it only will stop you from talking globally if you press the button during the hunt. But if you were holding it from before, it would allow you to talk. So it's okay. You can no longer do that. No more cheering on your teammates from outside the truck. Ripperoni. Anyway. 16. Fix the bug where the room temperature would lower before you unlock the main door on amateur and intermediate. Okay. I want to know people that, like, regularly play on intermediate. Like, amateur, sure, you start with amateur. Intermediate, like, 1 or 2 games before you unlock professional. Are there actual people that play on, like, intermediate? Sounds crazy to me. But anyway. 17. Fix the bug where their ghost wouldn't always lower its current... What? Where the ghost wouldn't always lower its current room temperature to below freezing. Wait, is that what happened to us? Is that what happened with that Wraith during the massive run we did? That could have been what... I don't know if that was it, but we had a Wraith that wouldn't make it freezing. It could have been this. Maybe... Alright. Well, this is great. Anything that makes ghosts just not give their evidence is always a good fix. 18. The last thing. Fix the bug where VR dead bodies didn't spawn. Okay. So yeah, let me... Again. There's a couple awesome things. What was in here? There was... Oh. Wait, what just happened? Hey, DK. He fixed the spelling error. Sorry, DK. I love you. Sorry. He's watching, boys. Monka S. There's one fix disappeared. I don't know what happened. Anyway. Okay. Anyway, what was I doing? Oh yeah. So they changed the sanity from the candles, which is great for this. The photo now will take the photo that is closest to you, which is actually cool as well. And then you have massive changes over here. Crucifix will now show a visual change when it gets used once, which is great. This one is awesome. the photo reward values are based on the distance to the photo, which is great. I wonder how that's going to work for ghost photos. This might make us learn the specific distance at which ghost will disappear, because if you get too close to a ghost, it will disappear. So we might learn what that specific distance is exactly, so we can take the perfect ghost photo. Which kind of sucks for ghost photos, because sometimes, like, a ghost photo is the only photo you can't take multiples of. I wonder if ghost photos is probably still gonna be the same reward, I think. Because ghost photo was never random. Ghost photo was always 100. I think ghost photos won't be affected by this, personally, actually, now that I think of it. But we'll see. We'll test this. Then we have, the ghost will blow out candles, which is great. And then the 5 objectives. So, awesome. Great patch. Took a while to read it. Let me know what you think. This sounds really cool. This is a intermediate patch. I hope now we're gonna get the promised new content that is coming. Because there is work on, I hope new maps and new ghosts, potentially. Because we've gotten a new map, but we haven't gotten any new ghosts. This is very exciting. I like this change a lot. I'm definitely gonna be playing this. You will be seeing some videos on this coming soon. Awesome stuff. Yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know what you would like to see first from Phasmophobia. If you enjoyed the video, I think that's the end. If you enjoyed the video and you're not subscribed, please do so. If you liked it, like it. If you dislike it, dislike it. And if you want to join the lovely gamers that are down here, you can join us over at twitch.tv/Insym, or twitch.tv/Insym every single day at 7 p.m. Central European time. Man, that was a big patch to read. I love these changes. These are actually, especially the photo one, is gonna make professional play really awesome. So I'm excited to play with this. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next video. I love you guys. Bye-bye. Have a good one.